The next thing that we have here is a payload drop server. This is where we're actually hosting our malicious file. And something super interesting about the payload drop server, while it is free and open source, and you can download this on your own, by the way, this entire infrastructure only cost me $50 to set up. So it's not super expensive to set up. You can also set it up in a local lab via VMware. So that just goes to show how affordable and how easy it is to like set up some of this stuff, right? And in this case, our payload was hosted at https://cdn.timetrust.com, these random characters, and bootstrapmin.js. But what's actually being executed here or delivered is testing3.exe. So with this payload server, we actually are able to define two different files that we want to use. We can upload a legitimate bootstrap file, and then we can upload our C2 payload. And what we're able to do is we are able to switch between the two, right? So if we want bootstrap or this URL to display bootstrap, we can when we're not using that. So that way, when an investigator, goes to that URL, they're not actually going to see our C2 payload. And again, if we're not downloading from that URL, we shouldn't really have testing3.exe showing as a red team operator, as that sort of ruins a bit of our OPSEC when doing this red team operation. And again, that's going to trip up those SOC analysts if they don't know what they're looking for. And then we can just switch that on and off as we want. The way to defend against this as a SOC analyst or as a blue teamer is to ensure that outgoing traffic is logged somewhere. If you're downloading a file onto your machine as a developer, as someone from finance, etc., and you do have active SIM solutions there, again, these are going to be company devices, right? And you do want some sort of data loss prevention there. So you can set up some policies to log what is actually being downloaded each time you're actually making this request. So if this was set up in this policy in this way, as a red team operator, if I were to download my testing3.exe, that would be logged somewhere. And then when I shut that off and a SOC analyst goes through and looks at this bootstrap URL again,